Okay, so I'm Amanda Lopez. This is Katie. That's my husband, Art. Our first experience was a couple of years ago. We had spoken to Brian, and he had done some work on our son, Gabe, and then sent us home with a shirt to stretch him out and help him with his basketball season. After that, we just kind of kept in touch, and we've all kind of gathered shirts and everything like that.
Well, my name's Art. I'm good friends with Brian. I met him 6 years ago, 6 years ago, and we were at the swimming pool. And he said, hey, let me tell you a little bit about what I do. And I have this really cool shirt. When you wear it, your whole body will relax, and this whole problem you're experiencing with your hips will pretty much go away. So I did that. I put the shirt on, and I was 35 years old, a traveling salesman, put about 5 or 6 driving hours on my body. No reason for my hips to be turned in. And the moment I put my shirt on, my hips straightened out, and the pain went away. And it was pretty amazing. So I wore it as a scarf everywhere I went, and wore it as pajamas, and I'm not sure if I knew how to wash it, so I probably went unwashed for about 6 months, but it worked, and I loved it. So 2 years later, Brian actually says, hey, there's other stuff we can do. Why don't I actually teach you how to move your body around and unlock yourself? And I began to use the shirt, pretty much never even having him do it physically for me, and I figured out how to actually not hurt, which is awesome. Yeah.
I have a blanket that I absolutely love, and I don't share. It's one of the original ones.
Yeah.
It's one of the original blankets, and I lay on it. I leave it on me when I go to bed. When we go on long trips, I take my blanket with me like a child, and my t-shirt, and just keep it with me at all times.
Yeah. Yeah. Favorite products, almost every product. We got the pillowcases, the large blanket, we call it the OG blanket. It came out with the real mega wrap burrito sized blanket. And then we had a small throw blanket, which is mine. I travel with mine in my own suitcase. And then all the shirts, the cotton shirts, the polyester shirts. But favorite piece is the original black t-shirt, because you can wrap it and stuff it everywhere, and you're never without it. With my original black shirt, kept having it and didn't know what to do with it. I loved it. And then Brian's like, dude, throw that thing in the washer. And I'm like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to be any less. He goes, you'll never be any less. I still have the shirts from 8 years ago. They work fine. You're okay. Just wash the thing. And then I realized going to expos with Brian that everybody who's come in is the same thing. They're like, I don't want to wash it. It works so awesome. He's like, dude, wash the thing. You can wash it. So it was just pretty awesome experience.
We had an older dog. He was probably about 7 or 8 when we realized what was happening. But every time, like I said, every time I had my blanket on at the house and things like that, he would come with me and just snuggle up under my blanket. He'd put his head and he would immediately relax. And as he was getting older, we noticed when he would have slow days, because he was an older dog, he would come and lay on my blanket, and it would re-energize him within the next day. He would be puppy all over again, just by finding it. There were many nights where I woke up and it was off my bed and he was on it, so we had to rearrange the sleeping. But he found his way to it, and he didn't do it with all blankets. It was just my original IT blanket.
Yeah.
So
our second dog was about 3 years old, 3-year-old pit bull, super wild, super fun and energetic, and a lot of times too energetic. And when we take lazy Sundays and we lay up on the couch, he would be running around, and then I'd pull my blanket out with some popcorn or something, and he would come and rest his big old head in my lap and stay perfectly still for 30 minutes and take a nap, standing up. Just absolutely was drawn to this. No matter where the blanket was, he'd want to go and rest in it, which is really, really interesting that they sense it, that this is good for me too.
Yeah, we have countless pictures of just his head on our couch with his head on the blanket. He's asleep but standing straight up. But his whole head is just there, a very large head, just sound asleep, standing up. People are amazing. All of them, we love them, and we love that they love people and are really just trying to help. It's not a get what you can get, it's just trying to help people. Personally, I would say I appreciate the technology because it's helped me, different injuries, it's helped me get back upright and move and still be able to get around and do things with the kids and everything like that.
Yeah. I would say this shirt is basically an extension of Brian. From the get-go, Brian says, if I can help so many people at the office and we can make a shirt, it's like people can take me with them and don't need to hunt me down. They can have that instant help. And when we did that with the first shirt, and we did it with all the products, you go to these trade shows, and the second day people come back around and go, man, I had the best night of sleep I've ever had. that's basically Brian in a nutshell. How can I help? And then seeing that they were helped, seeing for the first time in weeks, they actually slept. They were walking upright. It's night and day. You can't even see the pain that was in their eyes yesterday when you see them on day 2 at an expo.
Yeah.
Wow. Love it. You guys were perfect. That's great. All right.